Hey everybody, this is Andrew from Shadow War, and I'm here to go over the project I've been talking about on my blog lately, about my no add-ons character, and there you can see I'm turning off all add-ons. Had to hesitate a little bit, it hurt my soul just a small amount. Basically what I'm going to be doing here is taking you through my setup process for a brand new character, and show you guys how I go through setting up my interface and how I like to see things done. Right now you can see that I'm turning off the little graphical bars on the sides. They don't really serve any purpose and they just take up real estate on the screen. So as neat and nifty as they are, I don't like them. I know that I'm going to be using at least 3 hotbars, so I'm setting that up right there. And now I'm going to be organizing them in a fashion on the screen that works a little bit better for me. I like to keep my hotbars and my keys down in the center for the most part, where all my actions and abilities are going to be. And I like to keep things kind of situated there for ease of access if I ever do have to click. There's a little problem there you see with the UI where they kind of snap too early at times, so you kind of have to move them around. And there's one feature I would really like is if you had 2 things that you're readjusting the sizes on them, if it would snap to the size of the one that you had below it. So on one part I really like some of the snapping that the default UI items can do, but on the other hand it can get a little problematic. So like for instance, I just had to move that one away so that I could keep my career resource centered. But it doesn't take a lot of work. There's usually an easy workaround for them. So right now you see I'm fairly happy with some of them. I'm going to have to adjust this last hotbar a little bit. That's typically speaking is going to be my potion hotbar. I keep it off to the side. I have my N52 set up to where I can press one button repeatedly and it will start going through all those different buttons of my potion bar, so that if I start mashing it, then it will go through the different potions I have there, so that makes it handy. You can see that I'm also moving my character portrait as well as my target and friendly portraits down to the center. Typically speaking, when you're playing the game, you're going to be looking at your character the most, and whenever the stuff is more centrally located, it means your eyes don't have as much travel they have to do, and so there's a lot of information that you're going to be pulling off your character portrait and your target portrait, so you want to keep that stuff close. Right now I'm adjusting the text boxes. I had to move out of the way of the typical spawn point so I can kind of get an idea of where I was in relation to the character portraits. I'm moving them a little bit closer to me right now. So the closer those are to me, the less my eyes are going to have to wander and the faster I can respond to different situations. Overall, I'd like to keep things kind of small. There is an option to do a global shrink of all UI objects that you want to work with. All of them I don't necessarily want to shrink, just a few of them. So I didn't want to do that, and it would be easier and it's more customizable when you do them individually, because some things you want to keep the same size. You see that I'm also pulling over another tab to the other side. That's my combats tab. That's going to tell me all the damage I receive and take and healing, and it's nice to have that for quick reference. So if you see that you've got a damaging effect like a movement barb, you can see the scroll in your text, and also giving you an idea of if people are getting trounced in one area or not, because you'll see a bunch of red or blue spam depending on who's dying and who's living. I also like to have timestamps on there so that I have a good idea of where exactly or how frequently I'm getting hit by something, and it's good for review. Later on, after a battle is done, it's good to review, to look over to see how quickly things are hitting you. Right now you see me going through the different filters of the channel. The filters are a good thing if you want to turn some stuff on and off, and I'm not doing it right now. I'm just kind of scrolling through all the different various choices that I have, but later on I'm going to go through that and take out the ones that I don't want to have to listen to. This is the very first NPC I'm getting to. I'm kind of in the mode where I'm kind of ready to go start actually playing the game. I realize right now I need to change up some key bindings, like my targeting things and my actual bars on my actual styles on my hotbar. So once I've got that all in place, I'm going to be ready to go actually continue with the mission and go killing stuff. Well, I hope this gave you guys a little insight into how I set up my UI and how I play, and I hope you guys will be back for the rest of the series.